said, won't you get out of my town? You know I'm not your puzzle piece. You're just another face in the crowd, trying to get a rise out of me. You made your choice, I guess that's fine, but I'm done letting you haunt my mind. I'm stepping off your merry-go-round, and it's time for you to get out of my town. I've had enough of your crap, and I'm not going back to whatever thought we were before. You showed your true colors, so I showed you the door. And I said, won't you get out of my town? You know I'm not your puzzle piece. You're just a little crowd, trying to get a rise out of me. You made your choice, I guess that is fine, but I'm done letting you haunt my mind. Stepping off your merry-go-round, and it's time for you to get out of my town. My town.
Hello, hello. Are we still lagging? Are we good? Can you guys hear me? How's it going, chat? Danny B here tonight. Chris Buescher got the win today at Michigan, beating out Monday Martin. I think, not only him getting the win is big as it is. Are we really back to choppiness right now? Hold on. I'm going to have to do a speed test here real quick. I got to see what is my internet speed looking like. Because if it ain't even good enough to stream, I can't do it. Okay, we're showing... Dang, AT&T, what are you doing to me? So I'm supposed to have the 1,000 megabyte, and I'm getting 80 download right now. Upload. Also 80 upload. It's better for now. As AT&T is, they're usually good. They're usually not like this. I don't know why we're having so many problems here tonight. We were fine all last week. But, I don't know. Those of you who can handle all this, and I think it's actually better on replay. I think by the time it processes, it's probably good. But yeah, it's the internet for you. So, hope you guys are doing good. Danny B here. We're going to be playing in Trainz here tonight. Whoop, moving around way too much. Working on the Nashville to Louisville line. So far, we showed last week we've gotten a good portion of the Hendersonville, Tennessee done. Off camera, I've made some more progress into this part of town. Let me actually put it back over where you guys can see a little bit. It's lagging already. This is not going to be good, is it? Okay, zoom in. But yeah, we've got a more portion of town done. This is where Main Street in Hendersonville has a bridge that goes over the tracks. I've spent some time off camera finding some more assets that I like to use, some better roads that I think work better. And yeah, population of 30,000 once again. I did not hear that said this time. This is an area I spent a lot of time in here lately. This is a little portion of businesses that's right off of Main Street. It's kind of decreased into the ground here, about the same level close to it as what the railroad is. There's like a little hill on each side, so it kind of hides it in there. And then there's some businesses over here. I've kind of cheated to just put a bunch of these garage splines in here. I don't really know if it matters as much, because this business is not really much here. But it's just some structure to kind of give us something there. Whenever you're driving a train through here, you're literally going to barely be able to look over there. Now, I did find something actually pretty cool. Last week, we were we were working on. We did the celebrity coaches. I think I was pretty happy with the way that one come out. But I found better stuff for 84 lumber. They actually had some jointed rails, made some structures that was 4 lumber yards. So it actually had a not 84 lumber, but a 76 lumber. So I was able to kind of put that in there. And so we've got a more believable lumber yard here now. So good substitute for 84 lumber. Overall was pretty satisfied with the way this area turned out. And probably in the next one, I am going to have to probably put more of this portion of town in here. Main Street continues on for that way. And the only reason I'll probably end up doing that is because if I'm here, because of the way this is kind of more open, and yeah, I don't want to be able to see all that just green grass over there. So we're probably going to have to fill in this part of town eventually. But really only on this corner of Main Street. We've got Bank of America. There is a Shell station right here. There is Hendersonville Church of Christ. There's another church back here. There will be some neighborhoods up in this area. But I think before we get there, we'll mainly focus on this area. But overall, hope you guys are doing good. And we got some work to do. I want to find some music real quick. So give me just a second here. Go back to this screen. I want to find me some music. And I got to find some true royalty-free music. So give me a chance. I might actually go to YouTube Audio Library and see if they have anything. Because what I was using last week was actually from Epidemic Sound. And I had to drop $17 on a license in order to have that in there. So I'm trying to just go to YouTube Audio Library and see if they've got some good stuff. Whoop, that was very loud. That's their trailer as soon as you click on the YouTube Audio Library channel. Let's see, playlist. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Go around here real quick. Created playlist. Audio Library plus trailers. Nah. No copyright music with vocals. I don't really want vocals. Bright music. Happy music. Sorted by mood. Funky music. Bright music. Maybe inspirational music or calm music. We've got 22 of you in here who's watching this. So I want you to help me. Do we want inspirational or calm music? Inspirational or calm music? MVR owner, I will say hello to your church small group. Hope you guys are having a good one. Urban said funky. So far, calm music is leading. 8 votes of 24 people watching. Okay, calm is taking the lead. Oh, inspirational coming back. It's like the battle of Buescher and Truex right now. They're neck and neck. Calm edges ahead. Ryan Inspirational Priest wasn't inspiring today, so calm. Haha. Will you think of the NASCAR race today in my house doesn't have power for 5 hours? Ooh. Sorry to hear that. Hello from the UK. Hope you're doing good. I kind of don't want to say your name, but I hope you're doing good. Heavy metal. Heavy metal wouldn't really fit what we're doing here. Alright, we're going to go with calm music. That one kind of won. So, YouTube Audio Library, what do you got for calm music? You've got something littered with ads. That was not a good idea, was it? You know what? I paid for the license for Epidemic Sound. I can use it. Gosh, maybe it's just this computer in general. Going so laggy on me. I turned up the music a little bit so you guys can hear. Why am I not getting any desktop audio? Like, at all. Side note, anybody going to Darlington Fall Cup race? I will not. We made our Darlington trip already this spring, as a lot of you guys saw. Napa Racing Fan 927 says, save the fairgrounds. I make sure to spread the word as much as possible. You know, eventually, I'll probably end up putting the Fairground Speedway on this, because there is some railroad tracks that go by the fairgrounds, so eventually it'll probably make its way. Favorite SummerSlam match? Honestly, the Uso Reigns match was pretty solid. But that women's triple threat match was honestly really good. Hold on. We got to go into the properties here. Why are we not... Okay, here's probably why. Change it to the headphones. And now we should be good. No, we're still not getting desktop audio for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, why? Just trying to get my settings correctly. Why is there no audio? I have microphone audio, but I can't get anything from the desktop audio for some reason. I don't know why. Why are you doing this to me, OBS? Where is the desktop audio? Does anyone know how to fix it? Am I heading to Talladega in October? No, I will not be at Talladega, but I will be going to Martinsville in October. Alex Left says he likes the Gunter and McIntyre match. It was okay. Just don't know if it was anything really, really special. What are my expectations for Tennessee Volunteers and Tennessee Titans? Tennessee Vols? Either 11-1 or 12-0. Tennessee Titans, they could maybe come back and win about 10 games this year, but we'll see. Not too confident in the Titans. Living in the UK is a pain in the backside trying to watch NASCAR on TV. I can understand. I can understand. My some of my family likes to watch, soccer from overseas, so or football, I should say for you. Sorry, but yeah, some of them like to watch that, and the times can be pretty hard to make it all line up correctly. But anyways, Tennessee was good last year. Maybe they make a New Year's Six Bowl and win it this time. Maybe. Well, they did win their bowl game, so I don't know. OBS is also being uncooperative like AT&T. Correct, they are. So I guess we're just gonna have to be fine without this. Hold on, just trying to see if there's any way to fix this real quick. Huh. I don't know why. wouldn't want to show me anything. Let's try it one more time. Probably should have just took time to test this before, I know. You know what? I'm just going to have to deal with it. I've got music to listen to. Unfortunately, you guys do not while I work, so I have to try even harder to keep you guys entertained now. Well, let's get into it tonight. Go in here and show you guys what I've done. This is a neat little area where there's actually a little bit of a wall right here. It doesn't go solid into the ground. I used some of the retaining wall and embankment assets as well as some of the bush splines to kind of blend that in the best that I could. This area doesn't look that great to me, but I don't have a good way to really make this transition well. And then there is a nice little parking area that I've set up here. And then we're kind of just going in and trying to cover up some of this area at this point. Like, we don't need these solid areas of asphalt to be that visible. So we're going to kind of work on some of this tonight. Just kind of tidying things up. Let me pull up the chat where I can see you guys. And we'll start diving away at this. Napa Racing fan said this race was painful as a Hendrick Motorsports fan. Yeah, everyone except for Larson had something happen to him, so I can understand your pain. That's too much sensitivity. Very sensitive. Hold up. Come on. The trick of this is to not raise it too much. Just try to blend it in there. I think I'm just have to get over that. Okay, we're gonna add a curb here. That's too much, raising it too much by doing that. Also, I need to want the gray curb. Chrome Diesel says, I hope HMS can turn things around and be on top of the leaderboard rather than watching Truex dominate. Well, hey, at least today was, a little bit of a refresher with Chris Buescher, pulling out the W. I really didn't have that on my bingo card for him to win 2 races in a row, so, good for him and good for RFK Racing to pull that out. I don't think a lot of people expected that. Okay, that's starting to show through. I've got a million different splines shown here. If anyone knows if anyone else has played this game, if you know better ways to hide some of this, I would love to know. Okay, now we're going to go find the spline for that. This is called Epcot Station Road Median. I found it in the download station. It wasn't really a standard thing to grab, but I like the effect of it. Being able to properly line things up. way too high. Oh no, I've got too many splines. I can't really find it. Control Z. And try this again. Nope. And I want to give a shout out to Approach Medium on YouTube. If any of you guys are enjoying this, he doesn't do this as much anymore, but he used to do a lot of these live streams and build videos and things like that. And I've been watching a lot of them back here lately. Very underrated stuff. That's kind of what made me want to get into this a little bit myself. I did reach out to him on his Facebook page, and he kind of gave me a few pointers for a couple of things here to hopefully make this a little bit better. But overall, he seems like a nice guy. Hate that he's not doing as much on YouTube anymore, but at the same time, I get it. I'm not able to do all my rise and fall stuff anymore because it's just very time consuming, and you can get burnt out real fast doing the same thing over and over, which is kind of what made him get out of it. It's what ultimately made me want to get into this stuff. So I can understand where he's coming from. Jacob NASCAR said, Eric, referring to Eric Estep, had him a little jealous at the Roush Museum. Did he stick around for today? I don't think so. I think I saw on Twitter that he had to go, which I think he's got some things going on privately. I don't want to get into that. Let him decide if he wants to say any of that. But I know he could not stick around for today. Sorry, I guess I should rephrase it before anyone gets worried. Everything's fine with him. He's just got some things going on. He couldn't stick around. Don't no one go out and be like, Eric, what's wrong? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Jonathan Nizell thinks Chris Buescher could make the championship 4. You know, I'm not ruling out him or Brad. I think RFK as a whole is peaking at the right time. This could end up being really good for both of them. You know, think of the tracks that's going to be coming up on the playoffs. You know, you got Bristol, where Chris Buescher won last year. Brad has also won there plenty of times in his career. You know, this could end up being really, really good for both of them. At least he can use the ticket for any IC track except Daytona or Championship, as most other folks had to leave as well. Yeah, I don't know if Eric had a ticket. I think Eric might have had some kind of media access, so I don't think he has to really worry about that. But yeah, that is something the ISC's been doing though for a little bit now, where if you can't stick around, you can use it as credit, or you know, they'll take care of you at least, you know. Sam V, you have not missed much. We have just got started, really. We're working on just kind of tidying up some areas, making this area look good. As long as he doesn't wreck at Talladega, Buescher is sneaky fast on road courses, so watch him at the Roval. That is true. Yeah, I would not rule out RFK to win at Bristol. I wouldn't rule him out at the Roval. I wouldn't rule him out at Talladega. I wouldn't rule him out at Martinsville. There's a lot of good tracks that'll be in the playoffs for both Brad and Chris. So yeah, I would definitely keep your eye out on RFK because they can be spoilers to a lot of big teams this year in the playoffs. Or heck, they could beat a big team at this rate. Redline Overload Productions. Hey Danny, Lionel Trainz is opening a store in Nashville, Tennessee. Have you been to store in Concord? I have not. I might get a chance to go see that store later this year, but I will for sure be checking out the new Lionel store coming to the Opry Mills Mall in Nashville. September is actually my birth month, so kind of a good birthday surprise coming here. Let's see. Let's set up something here. Set up a little curb here. Let's see. Gotta be careful how we line this up. Now do another one. Oh, try and do something I can't do. You will join the dark side of us three-wheelers. Well, I ain't got enough room for O-scale, unfortunately. Redline Overload Productions. N-scale for me it is, but I will definitely go check out the store. I think maybe one day, I could get me something like a box car or something like that to kind of put back here, but that's about the biggest I would ever see me getting as far as anything O-scale is concerned. Unless I won the lottery, 'cause then if I won a lottery, heck, I'd just build a big O-scale layout then. And speaking of O-scale, Menards, Paul Menard and all that, they've gotten into the O-scale train stuff pretty good, I've seen. Yeah, Napa Racing Fan says Kenseth was really good in 2012 and 2013. Could have been a three-time champion potentially. Yep, he definitely had a pretty good time then when he was coming through there, especially when he just joined with Joe Gibbs. I didn't like what that did. Let me just do this. Yeah. And let's move it out here. Nope, not that one. Not that one either. Or I guess I'm not even controlling the right thing, am I? Okay. So some personal life stuff. If everyone can, at some point, be sure to wish Miss Claudia a happy early birthday. Her birthday is coming up on Saturday. Me and her are going to be going away, getting out of Tennessee for the weekend. Going to go over to Disney World. And fan of the channel, friend of mine, he actually drives the trains there at Disney World. So be sure to see him and take a ride on the Disney World Express while we're there. Redline Overload Production says he has plenty of Menards trains. I wonder if like Paul Menard might be an O-scaler at heart or something like that. I'm kind of curious how they kind of got associated with model trains and O-scale and all that. They have track, lighted buildings, cars, train cars, and even locomotives. It makes it better. Trains aren't their prime income. They make more money on plywood and wood screws. That I did not know. But I think that's kind of like a passion project with Menards and what they're doing. I think they wanted to make an affordable option for people who wanted to get into O scale, if I recall correctly. Okay. Let's see. Let's set up something here if we can. And just hit this. Grab the height, put it there. And let's take that and divide it, put it into there. Disney World, my brother, his wife and niece went. Hope to go, but I leave it to planner to do the itinerary for me. It's too much. Yeah, if you haven't been before, it can be a lot there at Disney for the first time. I guess outside of 2020, which who got to go to Disney in 2020, we actually ended up being fortunate enough to go about every year to Disney at some point. That's up too much, ain't it? There we go. Looks better. Noah Coleman says, went to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom Family in 2022. I have not been to Animal Kingdom. I would like to, though. It looks like it's a lot of fun there. Okay, let me see. Oh, is this one actually good enough to be seen? Hold up. Oh, it just goes down right there. Let's see if we can raise this up just a little tad. Hunter Dasso, appreciate the $4.99. First, happy birthday to Claudia. Second, have you seen a new 4700 series SD70 AC rebuild CSX rolled out of Huntington? The first two are 4767 and 4771. No, actually, let me look this up. So let's look up CSX. What was the numbers? 4767 and 4771. Let's see what these bad boys look like. Let's look up 4767 first. Well, I don't know if I haven't seen this one, but I have seen one or two of these come through town before, though. It's always cool to see something other than a Jibo when it comes through, just because you don't see those that often, so, you know, that is pretty cool. Will I attempt to implement a horseshoe curve at a future project in Trainz? I mean, maybe eventually I'd do some stuff just for the fun of it, do some build challenges or something like that. But for now, I'm just branching into doing this as extra content on this channel, so I don't want to do too much all at once, if that makes sense. And need to raise that spline up just a tad. Bowman was doing really well, but just like both the team and the city, it came to a crashing halt. Yeah, I'm not much of a basketball fan per se, but I've heard the Pistons weren't the best team to try to be representing because, well, they're just not that good, apparently. Jonathan says the Pistons are so horrible. Again, I don't really know. I've only ever really watched a little bit of basketball, so don't call me an expert by any means. Watch a lot more college basketball. Once, watch the balls plenty in all their sports. But as far as the NBA goes, nah, not really for me. Did think the car looked cool though. I feel like there should have been a SummerSlam car though, even though it happened, I guess 2 days before. I feel like they should have done a SummerSlam car. They had one last year when it was in Nashville. Oh, and someone asked earlier what was my favorite SummerSlam matches. Oddly enough, gotta give him credit. The Logan Paul Ricochet match was as good as I thought it would be. The dude's a very talented wrestler. If you haven't checked out some of Logan Paul's matches yet, I would actually recommend it. He's pretty good. As a wrestler, he's pretty good, actually. I cannot fault him there, because he's pretty good. Jonathan's kind of like me. He says he really only likes college basketball. Pennsylvania Rail Museum at Strasburg. That'd be. I'm sure someone's probably built that. If you really looked into like the download station or other resources out there, you could probably find somebody who has done that at some point. I mean, it would only make sense. March is very good, especially for college basketball fans. That it is. It's also some solid months for race fans. A few good races scattered in there in March. Drinking out of my Nashville Super Speedway cup. Hunter says picks are mostly on Facebook. They're in Y and 3. See? Oh, in the scheme. Urban says Logan Paul takes it seriously in the craft. Honestly, put a belt, maybe tag team with right guard. You see, that's the thing. I don't know who would fit him as a tag team partner other than one person, and that's his brother. And there has been talks that Logan would perhaps be interested in Jake also coming into WWE. I just don't know how to feel about that one. You got one as big as it is, and then you go and add Jake, who honestly seems more like he would be in it more for the paycheck and not really the art of it. I think Logan would be appreciated a lot more than his brother by wrestling fans, if you ask me. Jacob NASCAR says that he misses the Memphis streetcar trolley. Yeah, you don't really ever see any places that have that kind of stuff anymore. I guess San Francisco, one of the only places I can think of. And that's something also, it's kind of interesting. Some of the people I've seen who have done Trainz content before have done some street running places. LaGrange, Kentucky is a place that comes to mind. I would love to go see LaGrange. Maybe one day could attempt to do my own version of LaGrange and Trainz. But there's so much other places like that are kind of unique for Trainz here in the South that I think would be cool to recreate for this game. And so far, these medians that I've been using are really helping this area, in my opinion. Helps break it up to not just be like a bunch of grass and stuff. there we go. Looks better. Okay, I think I should do some parking lines in here. Here's an idea. Danny B does a Strasburg/Pocono doubleheader in 2024. Not a bad idea. I'm going to do some parking spaces over here. Let me find out how tall I made this one. 5.43. Oh, that was a bad. I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's actually scoot this over. Okay. And now scoot that there. And then... And I started watching Approach Medium actually going in and properly making stuff like this rather than just doing a bunch of splines. And the result does look a lot better, which is why I'm going in here and kind of taking my time with some of this stuff. Like, that just looks a lot better now in terms of this being a parking lot. But, and I'm still not even done with this area here. I'm undecided if I'm going to keep doing this the same way, if I'm going to go in and make this more natural looking. Gotta fix some of these cars here, don't I? This whole area here might end up getting like scrapped and redone. This one, I think I'll probably just leave it. Because I do have to think about what's actually visible, what's not from the railroad tracks. Poconos Raceway is nice. When I visit, the higher seats are better. Yeah, some of those tracks like that, when you want to see more, you kind of want to be up a little bit. Midwest Rail Racer 2125 says, howdy, how you doing? I also started using the yarn roads on the game. They look a lot better, in my opinion. More natural to what we see here. And also, I found some better crossing. Something that's actually more what's actually used here. This is a 2-lane, 2-track with an overhead crossing. This is more like what's actually here at this stop, so that looks a lot better. Again, there's 2 crossings that goes over here now, but only one is actually active tracks. The other one's been disconnected by CSX at this point. Napa Racing Fan says, would love to see Pocono in person. Higher seats are way better, obviously. Yep. Chrome Diesel was at the Pocono Cup race. Hey Danny, you should add a rail fanning viewing platform or park of vintage steam locomotive on display with a covered pavilion. Well, the thing is, I'm making an actual real area, so if it doesn't call for it, I'm not planning to put it in there. I'm not really doing as much free form here on this one. Maybe one of these days I'll make my own free form route, but this is trying to recreate a real line of tracks that CSX operates here in Nashville. Okay, I want to find this. Yep, white line. And we're going to do this. And there is some aspects of this where I can kind of have fun with it and make whatever I would like. But at the same time, I am trying to mainly build this to be like the real area for the most part. Okay, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's straighten that one. Trying to make this more curved. Okay, for the most part, that line's looking okay. So now we're kind of at least kind of making some ways to kind of make it clear what the flow of traffic is in this area. I'll probably start working on a lot of this stuff for most of this area in all reality. Let's see. I'm going to do a few parking spaces right here. I will say this, the Pocono Eagle Trophy is nice. Tracks need to be more creative with their trophies. It's not hard, really. Yeah, they've got a really good trophy. As simple as it is, I've always liked Bristol's trophy. But then adding in the sword to it really helped that one, in my opinion. Definitely makes it kind of a cool extra prize, kind of like the Martinsville clock. Okay, we've got a good row of parking spots here now. What's happening with Fontana? Is it short track still happening? I don't know anything. I have not figured out what the heck is going on with Fontana at this point. I don't think anyone knows anymore. I don't even think NASCAR knows. We need a tier maker of NASCAR trophies. Yep, that would be nice. Trophy designs are mostly based on sponsors now. Yeah, that is true. Some of them are pretty good. I've seen a couple that have been interesting. Like, I think one of the Atlanta trophies I saw had a bunch of peaches in it, which, you know, they're such a big producer of peaches, it made sense. That's looking pretty good. Oh, gotta fix that. Well, anyways, how's your all's week going? You guys doing good? Anything going on big? This race made me miss Auto Club so much more. I'll say this. A lot of people was mad about this race on Twitter, and I put out something that kind of ruffled some feathers. Because I said, if you weren't a fan of this race, you're not a NASCAR fan. And I didn't mean to make anyone mad by saying that, but I just thought that, you know, hey, what this came down to in the end was, yeah, Truex was really fast, and I guess people were saying, oh, he couldn't pass. I saw him pass a lot of cars. All right, he definitely made plenty of passes. But I also saw Chris Buescher drive one hell of a good race to battle him, you know, to hold him off. So I don't know. I felt like that was a very solid and fun race. You know, what I got to see of it. You know, obviously working during the day, so, you know, got to see as much as I could from the moment I had a meeting about 11, got done with about noon Central Time. So, but, you know, by the time I got a chance to watch it, I enjoyed what I saw. Heading up to Connecticut for NHRL Fighting Robots. Never been to one of those, but you have fun with that, man. Okay, we're going to do this now with the line. Need to add a spline, don't I? As far as Michigan goes, really good. 8.5 out of 10. Saw it too when it's working from home. I saw someone say IndyCar. Did any of you guys watch the Music City Grand Prix? I was there, actually, but not in the same capacity I was there last year because I was actually helping out with catering for this race. My wife works for a good catering company here in Nashville, and they get busy every year for the Music City Grand Prix, and I'm sure they'll be slammed next year. And I'm able to come in and help them, give them some extra, hands on deck for that one. So I'm always happy to go in and assist them. Napa Racing fans, sounds like they're having a pretty good Monday. Not a bad Monday with Futurama and good NASCAR race, even if Hendrick struggles. So yeah, sometimes you gotta look at it like that. Think of the the more simpler things in life. That things could always be worse. E. Irvin watched the Music City Grand Prix. It was good racing, indeed surprised, if not much cautions. Yeah, it was overall very fast, which, when I'm working catering, I'm like, oh, great, this is almost over. I'm going to maybe add another median right here. Oh, I'm not trying to do that. Come on, come on. Let's do more of that white line. Actually, let's raise the ground up here because I'm noticing how low that is. Noah Coleman says Bubba is still not quite safe. That is true, especially with pit crew he's got. No one's safe with them, are they? They pretty much ruined Tyler Reddick's race today, 2311 Cruise. And he was rightfully upset about it on the radio. I could not fault him for that. Just kind of blend it in. There we go. That's not so bad. A little blend work. Biggest L today is 2311's pit crews. I believe they would agree with you on that one. I'm going to get rid of some of these rulers. I kind of getting to a point where I don't need as many of them cluttering all this up. Still wish my desktop audio was working. It's a little weird why it's not working for you guys, but just one of them things. Okay. Let's add some parking here. Let's do that one. Kurt Busch was in Nashville for the IndyCar race? I did not know that. I did not see him. I did not see that he made it in for that one. Which I guess he's, you know, kind of just living his best life these days, so hope all is well for him. And add some here. Actually, hold up. This just doesn't feel natural. Actually, I'm not liking that. Let me find the one. Yeah, I like the one that had the bumpers. I need to come up just a tad more. That's too tall, because I can see shadows coming under the lines. It's so hard to get to not do too much. But this is too low, ain't it? It is. Dang. I need it like... Actually, hold on. Let me do this. I need to go up by like... Try this. There we go. If it gets too laggy of rotating splines, you can turn off the rotation under settings, 3 bars on top left, and go to interface and scroll down until you see the spline rotation. Actually, yeah, let me do that. So go to settings, interface, TC spline rotation. I don't know if that helped at all. Oh, okay. The spline is still there, but it's not spinning around. Okay, okay. Well, let's try that for a little bit. Thank you for that, Midwest Rail Racer. Appreciate that. Almost feels like the game isn't working by doing this, but it's definitely helping a little bit as far as the quality goes. Redline Overload says, plan on doing the full 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season on PS3, 100% race links. That'd be fun. I just don't know if I can handle that. I can go for hours on this, but hours on race is like, whew, what'd I sign up for? And I want to see if I can find... Let's see. I got a lot of stuff from Approach Medium on his website. Let me see what all have we got here. Something might come in handy. Yes, some dumpsters. I want to add some dumpsters behind this place here. There we go. 2 dumpsters back there. Let's actually add a few of these in different places. I'll put a couple of these here. A couple there. Let's add another line here. And we're gonna do this. Please don't connect. Wasn't trying to have it connect, but it is what it is. That's not what I wanted. That's okay. Basically, I just wanted it to open up and be like, the rest of this is just open. Lots of dumpsters, I know. A pod every Tuesday with 5 and tree, yep. Yeah, should I set these dumpsters on fire? Let's see, let me do some parking behind this building. And put it back here. These have garage bays, so we won't worry about putting much there, except for kind of over here. Keeps thinking I'm trying to connect it to another spline, even though I'm definitely not trying to do that. Dumpster fires, please, just like my job. Place to do. Okay. I don't really want to, just throwing this out there, I don't want to talk much about the Noah Gregson stuff, guys. I just don't want to. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. I'm not even sure if I want to say much of it on the podcast either. It's just a mess with all that. Mess that no one really asked for. It just happened, so I'm trying to stay out of all that stuff. I've messed up some of my life and talked about things I shouldn't have, and I'm trying not to go down that rabbit hole anymore. It also brings out the wrong part of YouTube that you really don't want to be. You really don't want to go down that rabbit hole. That's just all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Okay. This is a lot to be working on. Let's find my parking with the curbs and put it here. Let's see. Can I add a spline? Not happy with these results. Don't know where they went. I guess let's go back to the jointed rail ones. Okay, by doing this here, we're able to get about 4 parking spots out of it. I think that looks pretty solid. AB Instinct says, 50 minutes late to this, but I was at Nashville, stopped by the Riverfront station before I drove back home to Indy. I'll be going to IMS on Sunday as well. Hey, have fun. I'll be up in Indy in October with BFM. We're going to be going to WWE Fastlane. So that is when I will be at Indy next. I'll be going there for Fastlane. And then the Titans play the Colts the next day, so I'll be going to the game as well. So that kind of really worked out in our favor, that all that was happening at the same time. That's too tall. Let me just... Let's try this. See how tall we can get away with. Let's try going all the way to 25. A little too much. Milton Valenzuela says, hopefully your Titans make the Colts and David Land cry. Well, last few years we've that's one team even when we were really bad last year, we still managed to have the Colts number, so I've got some confidence going for that one. Ford has won 9 straight NASCAR Cup Series races at Michigan International Speedway. Just incredible. That it is. That is crazy when you think of it like that. RFK truly is back with Chris Buescher's run there. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even say they have arrived. They're just here, you know. Let's see. Can we do this? We can do less than that. What about that one? We can do a tad bit less. There, that's about right. Steelers should have a 10-7 year at least. I don't know. I haven't really seen much with the Steelers, so. As a Titans fan, my biggest memory of Steelers is just how hyped up that 09 game was, because that was kind of for like control of the AFC going into that one. And a lot of, remember Keith Bullock stomping on that terrible towel. Danny, what's your favorite passenger train name? And Music City Star is a pretty good one because it's just what we have here, but it's pretty unique too. Be interesting to see if Barry drives a 42 at Indy, or do they get someone who's better at road courses? I saw someone say Montoya should return to the 42. Now that would be fun. I just don't see that one happening. Hey Brandon, good to see you. Hey Danny, it was good to catch up for a moment at Nashville Super Speedway. As someone from a railroad town to a CSX libraries, give me flashback of being late to everything. Oh man, I'm not trying to bring up those kind of memories. I'm trying to bring up the good memories of just chilling out, watching a train go by as a kid. This is a chill stream. We're here to give good memories, not the bad ones. Tennessee beat Virginia Tech in that game pretty handily. I guess you're talking about the battle at Bristol. Yeah, I was at that game. That was a fun one to be at. Simply, first of all, just for seeing, Bristol Motor Speedway hosting, a football game was cool in and of itself. But the fact that it was my team, that I was a student, went to University of Tennessee, that just made it even better to be there. Bristol game was cool. It'd be neat to see him do it again. I don't know if there's any plans for it as of right now, anytime soon. I also think it's a matter of getting the right teams together again. Now, we don't play Virginia Tech this year, but we do play Virginia and, just Virginia and Nashville. I'll be at that game. I don't know if anyone else in this chat is going to that game, but I will be at that game. Looking forward to being there. I'll also be at the second Tennessee game of the year against Austin P in Knoxville. That one's on my birthday, so we're going to Disney World for my wife's birthday this weekend, and we're going to the Vols game 2 weeks in a row for my birthday. And then next year, even though it's forever away, I'm going to try to find a way to go to that Tennessee-Oklahoma game because we got some good friends who are Oklahoma fans, and we intend to be there and be obnoxious Vols fans in our orange and rooting on them Vols. NASCAR trivia. What two tracks did Juan Pablo Montoya win at? Sonoma, 2007, and Watkins Glen, 2012. No, 2010. 2010. Yeah, he never won after 2010. He won exclusively in the splitter version of NASCAR cars. MCOTs. Although he should have won the 2009 Brickyard 400, as Noah Coleman points out. That is absolutely correct. He swore on his kid's life that he was not speeding. And they still got our boy. Justice for Montoya. Some people like to lie to themselves and say he was only remembered for the jet dryer incident, but Juan Pablo Montoya brought a lot more to the sport than people will ever give him credit for. He was a lot more than just a jet dryer accident. Irvin said it's going to be loaded in the SEC with all those teams. That is correct. I mean, it already is loaded enough when you've got Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, so many good schools as it is. and it's just getting even more loaded. And then you got all the Pac-12 drama. I'm still confused as to what's going down with all that. Whoops, did not want that to happen. What did you think about the Cup Series race at Michigan today, Danny? I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm happy for RFK, happy for Chris Buescher. Have a lot of friends who work for RFK. Chris has been nothing but nice to me anytime I've ever talked to him after the races. So I am just ecstatic. Brad's a good guy. Chris is a good guy. They've got great people on their social media team that I'm friends with. I'm happy for everyone overall. They deserve everything. Have I ever camped at Bristol Motor Speedway? Have I? No, I haven't. Because we've always had some family that lived really close to the race, so I've never had a reason to camp there yet. I haven't rolled it out, though. It might happen one of these days, but it has not happened yet, unfortunately. Hey Danny, will you do a vlog video at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum? I haven't yet. That's not to say one might eventually come. I have a vlog I haven't put together of our time in Maine where we rode on Amtrak and got to see some cool trains go through Old Orchard Beach. Need to do that sometime. Yeah, Ganassi could have got back-to-back Brickyards, but NASCAR said, nuh-uh, the Montoya one. Let's look at the Google Earth view, so to speak. Not going to do too much back here because this is just storage facility. Doesn't really need much. ESPN was rumored to be part of OU and Texas moving to the SEC also. That wouldn't shock me. DannyBTalks, do you think all the tracks that don't have lights should add them, like the Chicago Street Course? Maybe. Team Penske fan, what are you doing? I'm working on the real life CSX mainline division that connects Nashville, Tennessee to Louisville, Kentucky. Right now we are working in the town of Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is where I live. And we're working on making it into a reality. In the game, that is. Have I ever been to the Casey Jones Railroad Museum in Jackson, Tennessee? I have not. Okay, I feel like I just need to get away from that area for a little bit. Because it's just starting to be a lot to be over here and doing all this. So I need a break. Need a break from that for now. Let's do this. Couple of train engines here. Let's actually get rid of them. And let's grab our base map layer. And perhaps let's work in this area some. Let's get that about as low as I can get it. Okay, that's as low as I can possibly get it. Let me actually do this. DannyBTalks, if you could build any track for NASCAR, where would it be and what would it be called? It'd be called the Nashville Fairground Speedway. I don't know. I never really thought about that. Work on doing some of this stuff over here now. Okay, we can work on the church parking lot here a little bit. This will call for a lot of parking splines and things like that. Let's see if we can actually work on... maybe make these individually. Okay, let's bring it down to just 3. .9. We can see it at 2.95. DannyBTalks, where should a championship race besides Homestead and Phoenix? Honestly, I don't think there was ever anything wrong with being at Homestead personally. I definitely don't think that Phoenix is the right track for it. I really don't. No offense if you like Phoenix, but I don't think it fits the championship race in my opinion. Nope, not trying to do that. Not trying to join them together. How do I get this to not join together? Maybe I gotta do this. And straighten that one out. And then, yeah. Do this. DannyBTalks will be at Indianapolis this weekend. No, I will not be at Indianapolis. We're going to Disney World. Going to Disney World. Good old Chase Elliott land. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and all that good stuff. Yeah. Napa Racing Fan 927 says, if any track deserves to lose a day, it's Texas. They already did. So that would leave them with nothing. So once they lost that All-Star race, that was all they had. Except for, you know, sorry, their fall one. Question for the train fans. What is your all's favorite train? Tell me down below. Well, some people take you seriously. They probably will. It's the internet. What do you expect? Have you heard of the Amtrak Floridian? Ran Chicago to Miami via Indy, Louisville, Nashville, and Birmingham. Stopped in 1979. I have. Yeah, sadly, Amtrak gave up their service in Nashville before Nashville ever became what it is today. I think they didn't foresee Nashville's rise coming, and I think deep down they kind of regret it. There's talks that maybe one day Amtrak will eventually return to Nashville. But as far as where they would set up, I don't know, because the Union Station is no longer an active train station, so they can't really utilize that anymore. Thinking of Florida trains, going to Florida, it'd be cool to eventually ride on Brightline. I know they've been working on a train that will eventually run from Orlando to Disney. I don't know if they've got that close to finished or if it is finished, but you know, that's a really nice travel option they've been working on down there in Florida. Favorite name train is the Royal Blue. B&O GM50 and B&O 3802. Yes, no, Coleman. Gordon, the Big Blue engine does count. That was one of my favorites as a kid. Him and Henry, the big green engine. You know what? I'm not liking any of this. This is just not going well. Too many splines. Let's just be lazy about it, and let's just throw on parking. Because we could take 20 years trying to set up this weird church parking diagonal and all that. This is my church, both game-wise and literally. I go to church here, so I'll make it however I want it to look. Do you think Indianapolis should be the championship race? Nope. It's a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, though. It's in terms of NASCAR. I'll say that. I do think it's interesting, though, that Nashville is becoming the IndyCar season finale next year, which is conflicting because that's typically the same weekend Tennessee plays Florida, and also the same weekend that the Bristol night race happens. So, and they're playing Tennessee and Florida in Knoxville next year. So, Tennessee fans are going to have a lot to decide on next year. Now do parking lots here. No tires, just gas. Says all aboard the Christopher Buescher train. The route goes from Charlotte to Nashville. Malak says, DannyBTalks, have you ever been to Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana? I thought it was in Louisville, but I think I've been there before. If it's the one in Louisville, or basically right there at Louisville, yes, I've been to it before. Let's adjust the church here a little bit. Do not tell me I've been doing this. Oh, I've been doing this the whole time on the base map layer. Dang it. What is currently the biggest rivalry for the Vols? Florida? No, I would say it's Alabama. Ugh, that sucks. Start over. Okay, let's try rotating the church. I want to see what if it looks better from facing this way or the other way. I think how it was. Let's kind of back it up here, a little rotation here. Oh yeah, it's an easy fix, Team Penske fan. Don't worry about that. Nah, Napa Racing fan. Vandy, Kentucky ain't that big of a rivalry, especially last few years. Now, I've never seen Tennessee beat Vandy in person, so to me it's a personal rivalry, but to most people they would definitely not call Vandy that big of a rivalry because Tennessee just usually has their way with them. I'm guessing we're getting a long, fun stream. Yeah, these usually go pretty long. I guess we've been live now. How long have we been live? Been live for 1 hour and 43 minutes. Last week we were live for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Let me turn off that. Take the sidewalk down a little bit here. It needs to go up just a smidge. Get that height. Apply it over here. Napa Racing fan said, that's probably right. Good luck in Tuscaloosa this year as an LSU fan. It's always good to see Bama lose. The Alabama fans won't like to hear me say this, but personally, I think Tennessee can get it done in Alabama this year, too. I personally, this is just my opinion, I personally think this year's team could even be better than last year's team. Maybe that's a hot take, but it's a hot take that I believe right now. Of course, we won't know that until the season officially starts here very soon. What's inside the church? Nothing but solid layers. This looks nothing like the actual church that sits here. There's just not many good church options to use in this game. DannyBTalks, have you ever been to Bloomington, Indiana? No, I have not. Well, Redline Overall Production, you say you're a University of Michigan fan. You guys was at least in the playoffs. I'm a Tennessee fan. We both had Joe Milton, but you know, neither one has produced. Tennessee hasn't gotten a playoff year yet. Last year, you know, maybe could have been, maybe should have been. I don't know, but at least y'all made it. Tennessee fans would love to at least be able to say that right now. Redline Overload says, although I root for Michigan State when they go against Ohio, Michigan State is responsible for getting Père Marquette 1225 a new lease on life for railway excursions. That is true. Yeah, I forgot about them having a lot to do with that project. Why is that not coming up? Oh, that's why. DannyBTalks, what are the races you going to this year? Just Martinsville. I'll be going to Martinsville in October, and that's it for the year. Yep, that's all I've got in me for the year, unfortunately. It's been fun what I've got to go to this year, but can only do so much with the budget you got. I can afford to go every race, I would, but that's not on the bingo cards there, fellas. Redline Overload says, if I had a dime for every single time a Michigan State fan pulled up that one clip of the fan with his hands on his head, I would be rich. Seriously, it makes me angry. Like, y'all still have going into that. Well, in a way I can relate. There's college football fans everywhere that will be obnoxious. I have seen plenty of Georgia fans that, granted, you won 2 championships in a row, but I also remember when Georgia was just okay, kind of like Tennessee has been in many years. When I was in college, Tennessee beat them twice. And when Georgia rose to power, a lot of Tennessee fans were actually pretty nice and supportive and happy to see them doing well. Maybe that was because we didn't want to see Alabama doing as good, but most Tennessee fans I knew were pretty happy for Georgia. And then all of a sudden, they get that first championship and they're acting like, you know, Tennessee's trash, always has been trash, and never will be a threat. Well, acting like that is what got us to lose South Carolina last year. So nothing can be said about the last year or the years before. It's all about this year's game at the end of it. So November 18th is when Tennessee plays Georgia, and I am looking forward to seeing how that game goes. If I'm lucky, maybe I can actually get to go to that game. Did I see Kyle Kirkwood win yesterday? Yeah, I mean, I was there, but I didn't get a chance to really watch the race because I was working. But no, I did see, obviously. Yes, college football is one way to destroy or make friendships. There's no in between. I agree with that statement right there. Yeah, college football season. It's the one time a year where a game played by teenagers and 20-year-olds can impact a man's mood for the rest of his year. Irvin says, if you're married, have divided families. Luckily, I have not anything to worry about there. My wife and I both are Tennessee graduates, so nothing to worry about there. It's all peachy in the B household. Redline Overload says he wants to start volunteering at the Steam Railroading Institute in Owasso, Michigan. The SRI is a group that formed in Michigan State University to restore 1225. Hey, by all means, go for it. Those kind of projects would always love volunteers. I had thought about volunteering with the Tennessee Central Railway Museum. I just didn't end up doing it. Just couldn't really didn't feasibly have the amount of time to really go in and help them. So ended up not doing that after all. But by all means, if it's something you want to do, go for it. I'm sure they would love extra help for a project like that. It bothers me that the grass is not the same color in this, but it's just something I'm going to have to get over because I don't have any other asset to use for this. There's one I saw Approach Medium using, and I tried to ask him if he could tell me which one it was because it looked like it was a Jointed Rail asset, but I couldn't find it on Jointed Rail's website. So just unfortunately, I just had to go for what I could find in the download station, but it works. Okay, let's find a sidewalk. Not happy with that one. Don't like that one either. Is there any I like? NASCAR, are you going to SRX races this year or already have? I was supposed to have went to the one at Thunder Road Speed Bowl, but, ended up being canceled, so unfortunately didn't get to go to one this year. And they didn't come to Nashville this year, so no SRX for Danny B this year, unfortunately. Maybe they'll eventually come back to Nashville, but not for now. Of course, I got some friends who work with SRX. Michael Carey, you can't miss his orange shoes. Did see, speaking of SRX, I saw Jonathan Davenport going to be racing in the last race of the year. That'll be pretty cool. He couldn't win in NASCAR on the dirt, but you put him on dirt in SRX, well, could be looking at a different story. Okay. Malak says he's going to SRX at Eldora on Thursday. Any tips on what I should do? Well, I've never been to Eldora, but just have a good time. Tim Penske fans says Danny B in chat. Who is your all's championship for predictions? Mine is Truex, Hamlin, Byron, Larson. By the way, I quickly thought of this. If I thought more into it, then I would have a bit different prediction. Put me on the spot. My championship for prediction: Truex, Larson, Kyle Busch, I think could actually salvage out into playoffs. And honestly, RFK's coming around, and I like the way the schedule lines up for him. I would say maybe Chris Buescher or Brad Keselowski could find a way in there. But if I had to put one for the veteran experience, even though Chris Buescher has 2 wins, I would probably go with Brad Keselowski. I think once Brad finally gets another win, as a car owner, I think it'll come pretty easy for him. What's one Nashville landmark you want modeled in Trainz Simulator? When we get to Nashville, we're far from it at this point. When we get to Nashville, I want to do the Union Station area, which this set of tracks will go through. And I would want to take some time and do the Riverfront Station as well. That's what I would want to be able to do. That's what I definitely want to try to get into this. But we're far from there at this point. Do you guys think Blaney wins a championship in his career? Maybe at some point. It's still too early to tell. Hold on, I've got to add my music here. Oh, you guys can't hear it, but I don't feel like go listen to the ad while I'm doing this. I turn on music to work and focus while doing this. Let's there's a little path right here, but at the same time, because of this different model church, I'm not going to put that in there because it just looks weird then. You do have to have a little bit of creative freedom when doing this. Denny Hamlin win a championship? I'm not going to doubt it until his career's said and done. I think he still can. Hey, Danny, for fun, would you run an Amtrak train on this line? Maybe. Maybe I set up the fictional world where Amtrak never left Nashville. Let's add some of these parking lines here. It's kind of funny, to be working on this and be, building the town that you that you call home, and you're like thinking, it's like it's close to the real thing, but you do have to have a little bit of creative liberty and don't make it exactly, or else if you focus too much on making it exactly real, like you would not have fun doing a game like this anymore. And I'm trying not to do that, because the reason I'm trying to get into this game and doing videos and streams about this game is because I'm trying to do something where I'm not burnt out, where I feel, there's something different creatively. And that's the whole reason I'm getting into this, because I'm just trying to do something different with the channel, just to avoid creative burnout. Because I'll make a video on this to kind of detail my thoughts on it more specifically, but man, guys, I don't like, it's a truth. I don't like feeling like they say, he just reads Wikipedia, he just reads Racing Reference. I hate that stereotype. Mainly because it's not wrong. And sometimes I'm like, man, I just wish I had my YouTube channel because of who I am and not necessarily what I'm reading. Because there are some people who just make doing this stuff not enjoyable. Not a lot of people that are in this stream. A lot of you guys are definitely fun to stream for and to chat with and keep me company. But man, I've grown where I just need a break creatively, and changing it up is what every YouTuber should do at some point, even if the views are lower. Because you got to remember, as much as a financial blessing as this channel has been for me, because it definitely has, offered me an extra source of income, and I'm thankful for that opportunity. Man, just doing the same videos all the time, if you're not enjoying it anymore, if it's taking up too much of your time, man, it gets old real fast. And I've just got to a point where, I make YouTube videos every day for great company, and I don't want to give their name, because just like all the stuff we saw this week, there's a certain part of people I'm just trying not to make upset because of who I am personally. But I work for a Christian television network, so I don't try to connect the two sides. I don't like doing that. I don't want that to be a thing for their sake and for my sake. So I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I can't imagine how Eric is able to do it. Dude's a madman. Works harder than any other person I know. He's definitely earned all of his success. Snakeman 1105 says there's going to be some interesting spots in the main line, such as South Tunnel, L&N Twin Tunnels between Portland and Gallatin, Tennessee. Yes. But the problem is it's going to be a while before we see that, because we're going from Hendersonville to Nashville first, and then we'll go start back at Hendersonville and go into Gallatin, White House, or not really White House, Portland, and then it connects into Kentucky. So it'll be a little bit. Hey Danny, have any drivers come up to you and given you advice on driver interviews, or what and what not to ask / talk about? If it's private, then you don't have to answer. I've never really had any drivers say that, not to me at least. A lot of them have better relationships with guys like Bob and people who've been around it for a while longer. I've had some good interactions with guys like Harrison Burton and Todd Gillen, but they're also closer to my age, so, they get along with guys like me. In a way, they kind of just feels more like you're just talking to someone because we're so similar in age. Rico92, I appreciate that $5. I like the little pair there, says keep it up. Appreciate that. Justin Young says, if only VeggieTales was still a thing, Danny, you would have made a great guest star in their golden years. VeggieTales is great. And Just saying, I do work for the company that owns the rights for VeggieTales, so they are still a thing, kinda. Tim Penske fan says, I'm hoping to be a YouTuber start of next year. That's why I'm taking editing classes going into high school, and I'm probably going to be all motorsports YouTuber because I like racing. Hey, if that's what you want to do, man, have fun. Don't let my little vent get in the way of that. Please don't think that at all. I think my computer's starting to slow up. Maybe I just need to back up out of this area for a little bit. DannyBTalks, are you creating a video game? No, this is not creating a video game. It's surveyor mode on Trainz Railroad Simulator 2022. So I'm creating a route within the game. I'm using the game's built-in, world creator, surveyor. The game's been around for many years. It's a company from Australia, I think, made the game. I forget what year they started. They've had multiple renditions of the games over the years, and this is just the most recent one, Trainz 2022. Or 22, whatever. I'll have some free time on Sunday. I don't know if I'll get a chance to, but I might try to go. I saw it last time I was in the Orlando area. They had a model railroad club that was pretty cool, had a really cool layout. And if I have some free time, if Claudia will let me, I might try to go check out the Orlando Model Railroad Club and see how their layout is looking here lately. Redline Overload says I do my own rail fanning series called America by Rail. And it came from years of watching programs like Railway Productions and Pin Treks. It's been pretty successful. Hey, that's good, man. If it's successful and you're having fun, keep it up. I would love to do something like that if, I had the audience for it. But, maybe work in a few of these more streams. Maybe we can get some people who want to see the choo-choos a little bit. And then when it gets cooler, and I can stand to be in the garage for more than 20 minutes, I need to get back down and start working on my N-scale model railroad some more. Because I have fell behind on that and need to get more done on it. I've got plenty of scenery things that I can work on and build with. Don't have to go to the store anytime soon for any of that stuff. Got 2 engines, 2 locomotives, and just need to find some more time to get down there and work on it some more. But this game is also pretty fun if you like model railroading. Maybe I'll just work some privately and show you guys some video updates on the layout. Maybe I'll set up some live streams and do, model railroad live streams a little bit. We'll see what happens. The winter months can be a good time for that kind of stuff. This didn't call for that median there, but I'm going to put it there just because I like it there. I've been to only one NASCAR race, but I'm most likely going to my second Indianapolis, so any advice on what to get and do? Also, how are flex admission seats? I don't know about those flex admission seats. The only time I went to Indy was the first year they had the road course race. I do recommend checking out the racing museum there. That is a good thing to see. It is kind of nice that you can kind of go where the drivers are walking through to go to the cars and kind of stand there. It is pretty open once you're in the kind of like general fan zone area, which is in the tracks. That's kind of cool that, you kind of get a chance to at least see that a little bit. Hold on, I got a work email. What is this? Okay, I'll get to it in the morning. I'm on my time. I don't need to pay attention to that. Yeah. Hey, Raw Gator, good to see you, man. Danny B builds. Danny, would I ever go to the Indy 500? Yes, I would love to go to the Indy 500 one year. I just have not had a chance to yet. Yes, Gasoline Alley. That's what it's called. That's kind of area that what I was talking about. Oh boy. Can't be doing that. I'm not ready to be done. But that might be my body telling me that you're going to be done sooner than you thought. It's harder to spend a lot of time on a game like this the older you get. I'm almost 28. Be 28 September 9th. 30 is creeping up on me, kiddos. You've almost reached Danny B. The B stands for boomer age. Danny Boomer Talks. Predictions for the foreign drivers at Indianapolis. I don't want to spoil too much before the podcast. Save that for Wednesdays. Appreciate the happy early birthday. Yep. Danny, you're old. I'm younger than Justin Young, at least. And that's saying something, because your name is Young. That joke, I know. Seeing these, the spline I'm using, it's called Epcot. I'll actually be at Epcot on Friday. I've never been there before, but I've always wanted to. We've only ever been to Magic Kingdom when we went to Orlando, and I've wanted to go to a different park for a while. I've always been kind of interested in Epcot personally, and excited to get to go to that one. Which, I guess, next Monday, as far as I know, I plan to do one of these streams again. But having just come back from Disney, we'll see. I'm planning to do one, though, just so you all are aware. You must go on Test Track. Yes. Yes. Test Track is the one I really want to go to. I've seen videos of Test Track, and it just looks so fun. My wife went last year. So the company I work for, we have an office here in Hendersonville. I don't work in the office. I work from home. But we have an office where a lot of my bosses and other people work at in Tustin, California, which is close to Disneyland. So we went to Disneyland itself last year one day, but the day before, I went and worked one day in the Tustin, California office. And my wife went to the other park, California Adventureland, I think that's what it's called. And she got to experience, that park. And she told me how fun the Cars ride was. And I've honestly low-key been jealous ever since, because I wanted to do that one and didn't get to. So Test Track is the closest I can get to it, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of that one. But I will say we are getting close to being done for tonight. I am starting to feel pretty tired. But I kind of want to get the Hendersonville Church of Christ area done first if I can. Show some respect to the house of the good Lord. Working from home is so goated. Yes, that is the one good thing that COVID gave us. That is the only good thing COVID ever did for us. By the way, if you guys missed anything in this series so far, by all means, go back and watch it on replay. Whether it's episode 1, start of this episode, whatever. This is meant to be a good watch on replay kind of series. And I hope that eventually the right crowd finds this, that really enjoys these slow, methodical build kind of games, because this is what this game is. I know people have enjoyed games like Cityscapes and stuff like that. It's really similar because the point of the game is to create a custom world, and that's what we're doing here. Well, I say custom. It's custom to a point because it's definitely based on a real life world. Okay. Let's get the rulers out. Let's start establishing where everything is that's not got a median to divide it. Need to do I'm going to do this, well, contrary to what the actual church is. I was able to attend a tech school learning how to work on cars. There was 300 seniors in my class and only 15 of us attend a school. So I was honored to be able to attend it. Loved it, says Redline Overload Productions. That's good for you, man. Congrats on that. And also said, also as a freshman, keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Oh, someone asking for advice on college? Nobody cares about freshmen. Make friends and soak up advice. That's true. Your freshman year, go in with the most open mind and be ready for anything. Justin Young, appreciate that. Said, been sharing this to my fellow rail fans who I'm trying to get into NASCAR. They love where this is going. Hey, appreciate that, man. Okay, I'm ready to get a little creative with things here. Let's see, I want the yarn roads. Yeah, I'm actually going to use this. Yes, Redline Overload says, also one more thing, master organization will help you greatly organize and plan your day, stay on top of your work. Yeah, even in just everything, learn to do that. You know, if with my main job that I do Monday through Friday, you know, I have to, you know, stay prepared and know what what my week looks like, you know, and be ready for everything. So same thing. You going into college, be prepared for that. Drop this down to 2.79. Try that one. Dang, was that really too much? Oh wait, no. Hit that. Okay, 2.89. One more. Okay. That's about as good as I can get that. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of these rulers. They drop it down here just a tad. What happens when I do 2.89 here? Ooh, too much. Let's try 2.8. Let's come down just a smidge. 2.75. That's good. Okay, I like that. Okay, we can start adding in some textures now. Go find our asphalt and work with that. Yeah. Yeah, the Hendersonville Church of Christ, I think. Well, we're gonna do this like this church has just got a fresh coat of asphalt on it. And do it like that. We start this darker one and we'll work with it after that. And appreciate all y'all giving Team Penske fan there some good advice before they go off to college. You never know what you'll get into on these YouTube live streams. We're giving advice to those who need it. Do some more here. Like SpongeBob. And some of these. Almost there. And done. Now let's see how it looks so far. Duh! Oh, you're going into high school. Sorry, Team Penske fan. Yeah, still, high school, you know, just be prepared for anything, man. And don't let some of the jerks get to you. Lord knows I had plenty of jerks in high school. Okay, let's kind of blend in a little bit. That's not blending in at all. No, I need something more natural. No, what can look good at this? Okay, before I do this too much, I've still got open areas here that I need to fill in. That intersection there reminds me of the one near my house, except mine has a CSX crossing, says Justin Young. Yeah, I mean, Hendersonville is like any other town, really. Not many of them are that much different from one another in all reality of it. We have 2 crossings in town. And then there's a couple bridges. One where Main Street goes over the tracks. We've got this crossing here. This is old. So you got Old Shackle Island Road is there. And then this is New Shackle Island Road. It connects to a red light, and Main Street goes over the railroad there. This road is Rockland Road, and you can kind of tell it follows the tracks. Eventually it goes over the tracks with a bridge. And then there's another crossing that'll be way further on the other end of town. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to finish up this church here. That's probably all I'm going to end up doing tonight. Finish up the church. I work on this some more during the week off camera. But, you know, it is good to get on here on Monday nights and stream some of the progress. But then, you know, it's kind of rushed along, the progress of what you guys actually end up seeing. So you're not having to wait around for every little detail. Let's go. I need And the JR white single line. I'm not trying to spin the camera around, it's just doing that. Alright, see ya, Team Penske fan. We'll see you on Wednesday night for NWP. There we go. I think my music stopped on me. Yes, I'm still watching, or I'm still listening. Be nice eventually when I've got enough done on this that we can do some driving sessions too, and not just building the whole time. But for now, this is the fun of it, just making the world come to life. So hopefully you guys are good for all that for a little bit, because it's going to take a little bit to get this done. Kind of like fishing, you gotta have patience. Both virtual and real model railroading, you gotta have a lot of patience. And if you don't, well, might need a different hobby. Still needs a little bit more asphalt to be laid down. And I'm going to ignore this area for now because there's a lot more parking over here. There's more businesses over here. So we're not going to worry about that part for now. Sam V says, they're back. How late we going to be on here? I don't know. Not much longer. I'm starting to get kind of tired myself. But we need to add parking lights. No, I don't need an In-N-Out burger. Oh wait, I got an idea. Let's just go grab what we used over here. And we'll do some of this. I think we'll kind of be done after this. Need to rotate. We'll do the rotation 81.3 for all the ones we put down. .3. Yeah, I know. In-N-Out burger does sound pretty good. We don't have any here in Tennessee yet. We have Whataburger though. But I think In-N-Out is coming eventually. I think I saw that they are working on getting another office out here in Nashville. Hey, I gotta fix this. There's some other places that's messed up. Nope. I guess let's try to bring the spline height up then. Justin says he's in Maryland. They don't have Whataburger there either. That's a shame. So this one's a little bit different. I'm going to put this one at a 350.7 rotation. I'm going to put one here. I'm also going to put one here. Yep, there we go. And once we're done putting all these out, we'll show you all what this church looks like at night. .3. Hunter Dasso. So apparently the old CSX 7300 is occupied by the ACSES equipment GCM 44 ACs. The first 7380 is currently being tested at General Electric in Erie. My guess is these will operate on Pan Am trackage that meets MBTA. That's a possibility. You could be onto something there. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I think I don't have much longer. I don't have much more in me tonight, guys. But we are trying to get the parking lot at least done. I'm going to do these. Have 2 of them. Actually, no, I'm going to do this at 350.7 rotation. Do another one here. Do that one. Do one here as well. Almost. Okay, I can get rid of these rulers. We're done with all those. Do another parking light here. And we'll do another one right here. Justin Young says they have a lot of Five Guys in Maryland. We have a couple of Five Guy locations here. Yeah, there's quite a few. We got one here in Hendersonville. I don't think well, there is a part of railroad that kind of goes through that area, so we might end up needing Five Guys. Well, it's kind of part of a strip mall, so I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Five Guys even exist in this? No. Let's see. How much more do we need? Alright, I think we're ready to see how this looks at night. Here's how we are in the early morning hours when it's foggy. Kind of middle of the morning. High noon, no shadows at all. Our dusk is coming in. I like just about this time here where all the lights are coming on. The shell lights up. Lighting looks pretty good for the church, although it's hurting my frame rates at this point. This area starting to slowly come along. Definitely need to add lights here to Main Street. And need lights in this general area. Lots more to do during the week. And we might still be on this area next week when we come back. Gonna have to go in and redo this parking area a little bit. While I'm here, let me just kind of grab some of these guys and move them around a little bit. These need to be adjusted. Turn the lights back on. Or off, whatever. But Hendersonville Church of Christ appears to be done. At least done enough for me to be happy with it. But overall, that's probably about where I ended tonight. I'm tired. I hope you guys had fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing this. I know not many people have been here, but MVR owner, I'm almost done. You said, am I still streaming? I'm almost done. We have been live now for almost 3 hours, exactly. 2 hours and 58 minutes we've been live tonight. And but we're about done for tonight. And that's about all I've got for myself. I'm about mentally exhausted. Can't do much more than this. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, but I've had about all I can stand of it tonight. So until next time, thank y'all for watching. Be back next Monday night, 7 Eastern Time, 6 Central Time. Same Danny B channel, same Danny B hour, same Danny B place. And we will get back to building Nashville to Louisville one Monday night at a time. So until next time, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And so long.